Here we have a pre-owned 2016 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. This one comes in the LTZ trim level with 4-wheel drive, an iridescent pearl tricoat, and then we have jet black perforated leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 5.3-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and then this particular model has almost 91,000 miles on it, so we're going to see how it's held up over the years in mileage. But as we come around to the front end here, one of my favorite things about the LTZs and this body style is having this all chrome grille here, especially with a black bow tie. Those high intensity discharge headlamps, LED daytime running lights, fog lights, just a super nice look. Just a beautiful truck. And having all that chrome there, really, you don't see any sort of road rash defects or anything, if there were any, but it just looks fantastic on the front, even with this kind of mileage. And then over here we have 22-inch aluminum wheels, also look fantastic. Can't go wrong with chrome in terms of just keeping everything looking fresh. So the door panel here, memory seat function there. To do that, just hit set, hold the number you want to set it to, and then just press the number to go ahead and recall that. We have power folding mirrors. No blind spot monitors, but we do have the blind spot mirrors in this truck. And then we can turn the power mirrors on or off and adjust in the middle there. Power door lock controls, one-touch automatic up and down for the driver's side, and then express down for the other 3 windows. Rear child locks are electronic, as well as the rear window lock there. And there's a look at the door panel. Tons of storage, 2 bottle holders, map pocket, Bose sound system. And then over here we have our 4-wheel drive controls, headlamp controls, and we can toggle our auto mode there, and then you can click there to turn the fog lights on or off. Then we have a foot pedal parking brake. There's the hood release there. You have a manual tilt, and then we can release that to telescope the steering wheel there. And here's the power driver seat, and we have power lumbar support as well. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. I want to give a big thank you to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me review this truck today. I'll leave a link below to it in the description. But legroom here, pretty good. Seat back pockets on both sides, 12-volt additional storage. Middle seat folds down, bottle holders are there. And we do have those premium LED reading lights in the back. Grab handle here, we could probably squeeze 1 plastic hanger or 2 metal hanger hooks there. And then we can pull this seat up, and then we have a little storage underneath there too. And this one does have a tonneau cover, which is nice. But there's a look at the back end. Tow hitch, spare. I'm trying to go through this truck just a little quickly because it's about to start storming here. But there's a spray on bed liner. And then we're just gonna skip the rear passenger side. We're gonna go right to the front passenger side. And you can see we have that same adjustability as we do for the driver's side. And just a little bit of wear and tear here. Some kind of discoloration, I don't know how that happened, but. Then we have the side pocket there, lockable top cubby for the glove compartment. And then our main compartment down here, we still have the owner's manuals and such in this truck particularly. And as we come back around to the front, just a little gash there. But I mean, this is in impeccable shape, I think, for having over 90,000 miles on it. And there's the engine bay there, nice purr coming from that 5.3-liter V8. But now we're gonna go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So leather wrap steering wheel here, decent shape, a few nicks around the steering wheel itself, but it's held up pretty nicely. There's the horn there, hazards. Now over to the radio, we do get the upgraded stereo system. So we have AM, FM, XM, along with Bluetooth audio. We also have wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto compatibility. And then we have a lot of this XM stuff here, including the weather and traffic. And then the navigation system is there to go to a destination. Just do that. You can use voice recognition, which is helpful, or you can find recents, points of interest, things of that nature. And settings in here, you can change your language, time and date. Vehicle settings are there. And then our backup cameras here. Guidelines follow us. We turn the steering wheel. And then volume you can adjust there. Click there for mute. And then you can use this as a scroll bar. Or if you're in the actual audio menu, you can use it as a tune knob. And then we have a CD drive here, eject there. Dual zone automatic climate controls are here. We can turn the auto mode on and turn that off by adjusting the fan speed. And then we can sync 3-stage heated cooled seats right here for the driver, front passenger. We also have power adjustable pedals. So you adjust that, you can move those pedals back and forth. And then we have 2 USB-A ports, 2 12 volts, and then the 3-prong household plug-in there. And then parking sensors toggle here, lane departure there. Gonna leave that on for now. Storage here, bottle holders here. Wireless charging pad on top of the center console cover. And then you open that space up, 12 volt, 2 USB-A ports, and an aux input there, and a great amount of space. But there are the sunroof controls, universal home remote. And then we also have a power sliding rear window, and I'll show you all that in a minute, but we can tilt or one-touch slide this roof back. And it goes all the way back, which is nice. It's starting to rain now. And there's that power sliding rear window, which is great to have on this truck as well. Now back to the steering wheel, let's get right to the shifter. So to put that in drive, pull, reverse, neutral, drive, and then you have your low gear here, and you can manually shift right there. Tow haul mode is here, and when the tow haul mode is on, you'll get that little yellow indicator. And something that does happen with the sensors on these trucks is, as you can see here, every time I put in a gear, the right front sensors are just going crazy, but then after I move a little bit, they go off. Windshield wiper controls, blinkers are there. And then we have one time, all the intermittents, and then low, high. And then for the fluid, just do that there. Now behind the steering wheel on the left side, track list or radio station presets can be toggled. And behind on the right side, volume can be turned up or down there. And then cruise control, on, off, cancel, set the speed, forward collision alert, the gap adjust is there. And I like that we can actually turn this off. In a lot of vehicles, you have to set it at either 3 levels and you can't turn it off, but here you can actually turn that off if you don't like it. Heated steering wheel toggles there, mute button, voice recognition, then you can use these 4 arrows to go through the digital part of the gauge cluster. And there are tons of different options that you can set. So go into the options mode here, and you can change your units from US to metric, and then you can also decide what you want on the info pages. So you can turn certain things on or off pretty easily. So there's that there. And then our key fob, we have remote start there, turn key. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2016 Silverado 1500 LTZ out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Silverado 1500 LTZ, the 5.3 liter, pretty good engine. Now, of course, you can get the 6.2 liter V8, but I always tell people, unless you're used to that 6.2 liter or you want that extra power, the 5.3 gets the job done, no problem. So with it just now starting to rain, we don't have the best traction here, but still with the traction control on this truck, it allows you to not easily lose control while you're driving. But we'll give it a little throttle here. So interestingly enough, the check engine light just came on here. So not sure what that could be about. It's not necessarily driving any differently. Now, one thing that is weird is the feeling I'm getting through the steering wheel, and I think that does have to do with these bigger 22-inch wheels. The ride is still great. And then as we start to level out here, that sound has gone away, and then so is the check engine light. So yeah, that's interesting. Let me see if I can get the fuel economy here. So we start to settle out here. We're getting right at that 22 or 23 mile per gallon fuel economy there, that I think the EPA says that this gets 16 city, 21, 22 highway. So that about adds up. But again, a smooth riding truck, easy to drive, didn't hear too much wind noise. And even though we have these 22-inch wheels here, the road noise wasn't noticeable to me. Now this particular truck, I think is still around $34,000, maybe 35. But I mean, you get so much in this package here, having the LTZ. You have the sunroof, the navigation, the wired CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility, which in 2016 was pretty unheard of. Not a lot of manufacturers were doing that yet. It's pretty much standard now. And I think GM's actually trying to shy away from the CarPlay, Android Auto, and go to their own system, which I just find ironic. But again, for the money you're paying for this truck, I think you do get quite a bit, especially having the heated cooled seats, just all of the creature comforts that come with a truck of this stature in this trim level. Only thing that is kind of worrying me is that check engine light, which it's acting like it's a computer thing from when I gave it throttle, maybe from the less ideal conditions. Trying to give it some gas there, maybe it just kind of acted up and that's why the light went away. I don't know. But again, right now it's driving normally. Now I do think compared to the F-150 in 2016, this had a lot to compete with, especially considering the Ram 1500 as well as the Tundra, the Titan. But I do think this is probably second or third place. Again, in 2016, actually it's probably second. Everything else is pretty much dated. I feel like the Titan was still dated at that point. The Tundra especially. Now, of course, the reliability is pretty much top notch with the Tundra, but the F-150 has always kind of stayed relevant in terms of getting refreshes pretty often. But the Silverado as well, this was the first year that it got that refresh that included the HID headlamps, I believe. And it just was a really nice look. But still, just a normal driving truck. If you want something a little fancier, but you don't want to get a new one, definitely make sure you take a look at this 2016 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LTZ.